Good morning and welcome to What's New with Mike and Jeff, your Saturday morning hobby news channel, coming to you live 5 o'clock in the morning. No, I'm just joking. I'm your host, Mike, and with me is Jeff.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
3 cups of coffee in. I'm doing good. Good
Man,
morning,
man,
coming
three
in
cups of
live
coffee.
from
Holy
Pink
cow.
Space. Good morning, you guys. How are you? Joe's in his painting space. Hopefully, he's got his painting pajamas on. And Aaron is joining us. I have painting pajamas. You don't?
I have a painting shirt. I have two painting shirts
Painting.
that I wear when I'm sitting here painting because if I don't, I'll get paint on good shirts.
You get like backsplash all over you. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Yep.
I took notes for today's show.
Oh, no.
Yes, it's a big show. I took notes. I got a script.
Yeah, he has
Everything's laid out in front of me to show you what's going on. Good stuff all the way around.
All right, wait a minute. I got to make a note here.
Okay.
Derail, whatever. Okay, got my part of it down. We're good.
All right, you took your part. You got your part down?
I'm good. I'm set. I'm rocking my LVO glass.
Speaking of glass, I went to IOG yesterday. I was hanging out with D.
Yeah.
And he was showing us D 3D printed a spaceship for Traveler. So if you're not familiar with,
he was telling me about that.
Yeah, but this is like a game board. So like it's big enough to you take it all apart and there's the corridors and the engine compartment, like you can walk around it and all that kind of cool stuff. So it's actually part of the game for Traveler. I didn't ask him what version of Traveler he was playing. I should have asked that.
I'm not sure either.
I don't know if he's going old school with the old zine style black books or if he's playing the more modern version of.
I have the old black books around somewhere.
Yeah, those are cool. Hey, I saw a bunch of the old beer steins sitting in the back.
Oh, yeah?
He had like 6 of them all turned upside down on a paper towel, and I just picked one up and I looked at him like, "You guys drinking out of these?" He goes, "Yeah," because I could see lip prints on the mugs. I'm like, that's what kind of I asked the question. I'm like, "You guys drinking out of these?"
I unfortunately have every time I go out there, I mean to bring at least one back, so I don't even have one myself.
Well, next time I go to the shop, I'll have to grab one and ship it over to you.
If they have any left, yeah, I'd love it because I don't have any of those left, huh?
I think I have one still.
I had one. I'd taken one home when I lived out there, and then I gave it to somebody because he wanted one.
Okay.
I never replaced it. I never brought one out here with me.
Remind me on Friday because I'll be going back to the shop on Friday. Send me a text to remind me, or call Cody and have Cody set one aside. And Cody,
there were like still a couple cases in the back room.
Yeah, we had quite a few made. So
we had to order. I could add over minimum amount.
Well, because we had this big idea of like trophies, or we were going to give them away at tournaments. But
give away when we were sponsoring and helping sponsor trophies and whatnot. Yeah.
Aaron Traveler. Now that's a name he hasn't heard in a long time.
that was. I played that game a long time ago.
Keeping in mind, I was in 7th, 8th grade when friends were playing that game. It was beyond me at that time. D&D was beyond me at that. Like the old versions of D&D weren't the easiest to read for a young kid. Most of us played wrong.
Yeah,
we did our damnedest, but we knew roll a d20, roll high, and hope for the best. So
yeah.
But anyway, so he had some of those out, and I guess they use them on the YouTube channel for their gameplays because he doesn't want to have branded products on the show.
Yep.
And that's always a good idea. You should never really have branded products on your show, because that could be a bad thing.
Even though every once in a while show up with a Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, the big Chick-fil-A cup or something like. It's one thing to talk about products on your show, but like having.
Yeah, no, absolutely, I get that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a copyright thing or anything like that, but it is just not something you should.
Well, speaking of Chick-fil-A,
Check that. That was nice.
You like that? Trying to keep it subtle.
Mhm.
Every Monday morning on my way to Battlefront, I stop and get a large unsweetened iced tea and a gallon of unsweetened iced tea. Monday morning, they couldn't sell me a gallon because they didn't have any of the caps for the gallon jugs.
That's
which
weird.
I thought was odd, but no, that's just because that's what I drink when I'm at the office and here at home. And so next Tuesday, that following next morning, the Tuesday I pull in, same question. No, sir, we still don't have those. And I'm like, okay, I didn't complain. I was frustrated, but it happens.
Yeah.
So my last day at Battlefront is Wednesday, so I go, we're going to try one more time. And I pull through, order my large unsweetened iced tea and my gallon of unsweetened. And they go, yep, we have lids back. Because I went, can I actually order a gallon of tea today? Is that possible? And she goes, yes, we got our lids in. I said, great. So I pull up, and they have a weird drive-through way now where they actually meet you at the truck versus going to a window or anything like that. So the lady comes out and I was paying cash, so she takes my cash. Not even thinking about it. And then within 3 minutes, a very nice young lady who I think was a manager or at least a shift supervisor comes walking out with my tea and my gallon and my large tea. And she hands it to me, and then she hands me my money back. And I'm like, well, what's this for? She goes, well, you come in every Monday. They knew that I came in every Monday for months.
Right.
And you always get a gallon of unsweetened iced tea first thing in the morning. And we didn't have it for the last couple of days. So we thought we'd give you these today on the house.
Oh.
And I'm like, well, you don't have to do that. And they go, yeah, but you've been patient. And we just want you to know we appreciate you coming in. And I'm like, okay.
That's called customer service.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Recognizing you as a regular and understanding that they didn't screw you over or anything like that, but they just haven't, that product supply or somebody didn't order enough, whatever.
I had been inconvenienced.
Yeah. So. Good morning, Victor. How are you, buddy?
Unlike the KFC down the street that for 2 days was out of chicken.
Well, that's weird.
It is weird.
Heron's asking, do they still make Traveler minis and such? I hadn't seen those on the show.
They have. I haven't seen Traveler minis in forever. I know Ralph Partha. I think was it Ralph Partha that made the Traveler minis?
Well, and I think Ralph Palther miniatures are still being made, but they're not being made in the way. Like I think you go to conventions, and there's a dude with a booth set up with buckets of old Ralph Palther miniatures, and you just reach in. I think you buy them by the pound. Back
when I played, it was Grenadier or Ralph Partha.
Yeah. They appreciate that you were Karen. You would have been what's a dude? What's a what would because you're
Ken.
Not a Ken. You
that's what I've heard. So what the kids say, I guess.
There you go. Well, let's talk about some stuff.
Okay.
Got my hands all warmed up.
You're the one with the script. I'm just winging it.
All right. There are 2 videos I am going to ask everybody to go out, venture to watch on YouTube. First one is, and maybe some heritage. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
The first one you're going to want to check out is Squigmar. I don't know if you watched Squigmar's or more from Victor on Heritage. Mm-hmm. If you haven't watched Squigmar's recent video, they flew out to Vegas to meet with a guy that has what they consider the largest miniature collection, but nobody knows. Like this guy isn't well known. He's not a famous painter. He's not a famous gamer. He hasn't written any modules or game system. He's not a Gavin Thorpe or anything like that. Right. He's just a dude. So when they're talking,
Gavin Thorpe, even a Gavin Thorpe.
So when they're doing this, they fly over. They're going through the usual stuff with YouTube. And they pull up to this guy's mansion. Already tells you the guy's got a little bit of money.
Right.
The guy's name is Gary. Didn't give his last name for good reasons. He made his fortune in finance. So he's a finance guy, but he looks like someone from the Grateful Dead. Long white hair, long white beard. He has amassed an amazing collection of painted miniatures, like 16,000. I don't know what the number was. Not just regular 28 mil miniatures, lots of bust and large miniatures, just an amazing collection of miniatures, Gold Demon award-winning miniatures. Like, he's buying miniatures from famous painters from around the world.
Wow. Okay.
He's bought box art miniatures from paint lines, the different companies that use like painted miniatures. I think like Scale 75, and
Yeah.
he's bought box art miniatures that were specifically painted to a certain level for box art. He's bought in those collections. He has amassed this huge collection of miniatures. Great video to watch. Overwhelming amount. His mansion is wall-to-wall miniatures, swords, and all kinds of different things. He's going to be opening a museum. So
Oh,
now
wow.
his legacy that he wants to leave behind, that's what people do. They like to leave a legacy behind. Some people have children. Other people have buildings named after them. So he's going to open a museum. And he wants to put on display all of these miniatures for people to just come in and check out. Because you and I, and I'm sure everybody watching knows that when you see a miniature online or in box art, it does not come close to what it looks like in real life.
Right.
You can't necessarily see all the brush strokes and the blending the same way because the camera can't capture what the human eye can capture. So yeah, so this guy's going to be opening up this really cool museum in Vegas.
Oh,
He
that'd be
bought
awesome.
he bought 2 buildings. Like, you just watch the video and the guy's like, "Yeah, we went and looked at these buildings. Now we own them."
It's easy to open a museum of that nature when you can just go buy the buildings, put it in.
And you don't have to worry about funding the building. Like,
And I will be there next time I'm in Vegas.
yeah, so it's one of those things. Squigmar is gonna keep people posted on it. They've got the buildings. They're like everything else. They're going through like, okay, what are you gonna do here? We're gonna do this. Well, you need to do fire suppression because I'm sure the building wasn't designed for people. I think it's like a warehouse of some sort, or like that kind of a building. So you got to have certain fire suppression if you're gonna have people in it. Blah 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 blah. So yeah, I'm just like, it's just a good watch for a video, and
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
you'll recognize some of the pieces when they start showing them, and you'll be like, I've seen that model in a magazine, or I've seen that model in a painting guide, or
Yeah,
I've
I'll
seen
check it
that.
out.
And so just check it out. Squigmar, awesome little video. And I just think it's worth a watch. And
I would agree. I would agree. Absolutely. I'm literally going to check it out later today.
And I'm excited because Vegas is a hop, skip, and a jump for me. When it opens, I'll be like, that'll be a good weekend trip. Like, go to Vegas. I wish the Las Vegas Open would just change locations and I could just make it a bigger trip. Whatever. But it would be a worthwhile. And I don't know. The dude lives in Vegas. Like, they were in Vegas, but I don't know where in Nevada this guy lives.
Right.
Like, I don't think he lives on the Strip. He probably, and Nevada, believe it or not, is a bigger state. It's more than Vegas. I know a lot of people don't think about it.
Well, it's the same with New York.
Yeah.
When you say New York, people think of New York City because that's what we're exposed to on TV all the time. But it's a huge state with a lot of rural farmland.
Yeah. And nobody thinks about it that way.
When you mention New York to someone who's never been there or that's not from the state, you think New York City.
And when we talk about Nevada, all we really say is Vegas.
Vegas.
Like, you just go, but Vegas is like so far down in Nevada, like it's a border state or border state.
It's Vegas, or then you go, well, maybe Reno.
We can rent a party bus and make it a group trip. Well, we'll find out where it's at first, because it may be a fly trip depending on where it's at in Nevada.
Yeah.
It could be on the other side of Nevada for all we know. But yes, if it is closer to the Strip, and it's something we can do. But the dude lives in a mansion, so I don't think he lives on the Strip. Just gonna.
Yeah, but the city of Vegas itself, which I always found really, really funny. All the Strip is to people that live in Vegas is a source of income.
Yeah,
because a lot of the citizens of Vegas work on the Strip.
Yeah,
but Vegas is a gigantic city, just like Phoenix.
So we'll have to wait until it opens and find out where he is. What Taryn's saying? Remember a long time for Comic Con? Famous illustrator Joe. Hey Joe, you're a famous illustrator. Oh, exactly what it's about. Copies.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Very
yeah.
true.
Very cool. So
I thought there for a minute Huron was pimping like a novel he was working on.
yeah, well, just go spell correct. Hey, at least it's correcting your spelling. I just misread everything.
Yeah.
The other video I want to talk about, I want to get you. I know they're right here. The other video I want you guys to take a look at, because this is going to change the painting hobby like a paintbrush changed the painting hobby.
You know how I react to those things.
I know, and that's what I love about this. This is
it better be good.
This is what makes it fun, because I think it's gonna. I think you and I are going. I'm going to buy this product. I am hook, line, and sinker. I drank the Kool-Aid.
Pitch is done. Move on. Let me know what it is.
Goobertown Hobbies, Brent.
Right.
He is a scientist. I don't know if you know that. In real life, he was a scientist before he became a YouTube personality. Now
I'm with you.
He quit being a scientist to be a YouTuber, which tells you there's no money in being a scientist.
Yeah, YouTubing has probably got more money than being a scientist.
So, anyways, he teamed up with the guy from eBay Rescue. They formed a company, Goblin Hobbies.
Right.
And they have taken the technology used in stamping, and I don't mean like craft book stamping with like, the big. This is the fingernail technology of stamping, or like plates, when they do like ceramic plates, how they take like a silicone image, a piece of silicone, and they're bringing it to the hobby. So they have created templates, like little die cut nail art stamps. Yes, die cut metal plates, where you're going to plop in some paint, and you're going to take this, you're going to scrape it, and you're going to take this stamper. It's just a clear acrylic handle with the silicone is clear, and you're going to go chink, and then because it's clear, you can see through it, and you can see your model, and you go chunk, and you stamp it down. And it's going to replace the decals on your models. So they've created 10 of these different etched plates, and they're not live yet. You can't buy them yet. I'm sure they're going to go to Kickstarter, like everybody goes to Kickstarter. I would like to think we could just go buy them, but I understand that manufacturing is expensive. But yeah, it's like the stamping technology. So they introduced it. They've been using them for a while, personally, working it out and everything like that. But they did like this eBay Rescue Astra Militarum Army, and they were doing the shoulder pads, and they were doing like a diamond with a number, and they have like these different things that they were doing, and they kind of showed off the process. And if you watch all the videos, they'll do some, like in a lot of the videos, they're just showing the process. They didn't really zoom in a lot, but on one of the reveal videos, they like really zoomed in. One of the things they said is, look, this isn't going to be perfect technology. This isn't to get crisp lines and perfection. It's going to look a little bit more hand painted. There's going to be little imperfections with this, depending on your paint and blah, 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 blah. But it's like this stamping technology. And I'm like, all right, this has got my attention enough that I will jump on this when it comes out. I think at Adepticon, they will be there at Trenchworks.
Victoria Lab booth.
Are they selling them there, JP? Or like, they didn't say anything in this video. They said they weren't ready to sell them yet. Maybe they're just gonna be showing them off, building some hype behind Kickstarter or something like that. But watch the videos. If this actually works good, and we can do like this stamping technology, just think about how much this can change some of the detail work. Like they got checker patterns, they've got stripe patterns, they've got all these different patterns and symbols and all kinds of cool stuff and numbering. And I'm just like, this looks cool. It just looks cool.
I'm skeptical.
Oh, 100%.
No, I'll check the video. It does sound interesting. It actually absolutely does.
That's why I say check the video.
Interesting.
It is. It's not a new technology. They didn't reinvent the wheel.
So have you, being the good host of the show and co-moderator of our Discord, have you put the links to those video in Discord?
I wanted to talk about it at the show because I want people that watch
That makes
the
sense.
show to be the first to know. After the show, I will put links to them.
Well, I'm going to my grandson's basketball game today after the show.
Yes.
When I return, I will go to Discord. I will grab those links and I will pop them in.
There you go. But it looks neat. It looks promising, and like it's what I'm happy about. Okay, so Brent and I forget the guy's name that does eBay Rescue.
Right.
They started this business. They're gonna do some miniatures and they're gonna do some other things, but I think this is gonna be their big push to get something up and running for them as a company. I think it will be neat. It's just not another paint line. It's not just Casey. There you go. It's just not another paint line. Like Brent is a scientist. He's like, he breaks down paints and he breaks down stuff. Like the dude gets intense in videos. But it's like, yeah, they could have created a paint line, or they could have just done 3D miniature. But no, they're like, let's make something that people don't have. And this to me is like, this is kind of cool.
Well, what the reason I said, I react to these things is because I've been doing this quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I always get frustrated when a company introduces something new that really isn't new. It's just something that we used to do that people that are painting now didn't know about.
Right. Well, and I don't know if I've never heard of people using stampers.
No, I agree. That's why I'm intrigued, because it is something that sounds, it's like a new technology.
Yeah, well, it's stolen technology.
Well, it's a new technology that in our industry.
Yes.
It's a technology that's been around for a while for various reasons in other areas, but most of the stuff miniature gamers use to paint is basically cobbled together from other hobbies that's been altered to fit what we do.
Yes.
I mean, how many of us use makeup brushes for dry brushes? There's I've got makeup sponges in here, which my granddaughter still laughs at me about. She goes, I use these. I said, I know I use them for something different. But there's that big contrast paints being the first one, because they formulated paint to work out contrast. But I knew how to get the effect of contrast paint years ago using regular paint.
Yeah.
Oil washes. They're kind of cyclic. They kind of come and go.
Right.
And because people, like for example, when I started the hobby, believe it or not, I was much younger than I am. And, really. And there are people that, as they come up to the hobby, these old ideas become new again.
Right.
And that's why I'm a little skeptical. But that actually sounds like something I've never seen. I mean, I've seen stamp technology.
Right.
But applying it to what we do is awesome. I'm actually kind of curious.
Well, and I've watched videos like how it's made and stuff like that, where they show this stamping technology. And I never linked. I'm like, hey, why don't we do that to me? I've never linked the two together.
Right.
But they did. Like one of them, I don't know who, they didn't really share who came up with the idea. Like, yeah, we can just do this, or like you get these little stamper and right on your model. So I'm excited. I'll keep my eyes open. JP saying they're going to be over at Adepticon. Probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out when I'm there.
Yeah, and maybe Trenchworks and Victoria Lamb, maybe they're going to help them bring it to market without having to go to a Kickstarter. I don't know.
That'd be awesome.
I know those aren't big companies. That's not like a big corporate. Those are like smaller companies, but maybe they're all going to pool their money together because they believe in the product and just bring it to market, or they're just going to launch it on a Kickstarter. I will be all over it. So expect to see, if they do launch it on Kickstarter, just expect to see a lot of videos popping up on some of your favorite painting channels.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure they will send them out to painters, and there'll be a lot of stuff, hype, to build up around such a game or such a product. So good stuff. Good stuff.
And JP, remember when you're at Adepticon, swing by the Battlefront booth. That's where I'll be actually every day, because I'm working the booth.
Oh, you're working? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with Battlefront. I'm going with Battlefront.
Driving
at least at this point.
Driving the big truck?
No.
Oh, good.
No, my big truck driving days are done.
On the other front,
it's a big deal, but it kills me now.
On the other front, I went to IOG yesterday and bought some stuff.
Yeah, you've got something I don't have yet, and I'm jelly.
So I got one of the John Blanche paint sets.
Right. I had pre-ordered 2 of each, but due to the fact that Darren was shorted, he didn't have enough to fulfill mine.
Yeah,
So
he was out of set 1. All he had was set 2.
Yeah.
I picked up set 2. I will swing by and say hello, of course.
Okay.
First of all, the box is completely done in art. Like when you see it online, there's like a paint thing. That's a slip that you can take off. So the box is just all art, which is like, well, I don't want to throw this away. It's art, but I understand. But they also give you an art print inside.
Woo!
So you get a little art print with a little bit of a write-up from John Blanche on the back, and you get some booklets of information. But then you get 10 paints.
Ooh.
So they're not just, so the reason I jumped on this is, first, I have not purchased any of the Fantic, what are they calling the new line? Fanatic paints. I haven't bought any of those yet, so I haven't tried them. You already have some, correct?
I have all of them.
Yeah, and you say good things about them.
Yeah, I like them.
I don't.
In fact, I'm actually in the process of breaking the habit. GW here, Army Painter here. So my natural habit, because I've been using GW paints for as long as to reach this way, but I'm trying to break that and go over here, and I'm getting there.
There you go. But there also include some speed paints. So this set 2 had a speed paint, Turnbull turquoise,
right?
And then they also have a technical paint, I guess is what it is, an effect paint. Yep. The one thing I do really like about Army Painter is they change the colors of the lids for the
paint. Red caps are your shades and oil and washes, that kind of thing. Green caps are technical, and black or metallic.
Right, and then the silver are the speed paints.
Yes,
or the grays.
Yeah.
So I really love the name of the wash, Voodoo Shade. It just sounds good. It's a light brown wash.
It does.
And then the metal, the metallic in this one, heavy metal, baby. So gotta love it. You didn't mention the extremely almost tavern and the good-looking guy.
Joe wasn't working that day.
Joe was extremely helpful and appreciative of my presence at the shop. That's what I'm going to say. So anyways, I picked up set 1. I've started using them now. One of my colors I used, which was Tainted Garden, which I just love the name Tainted Garden. I'm shaky. I squirt, and it comes out kind of chunky. I just broke Jeff.
The words you used in your hand motion, we have to sign off now.
I just broke Jeff. But it came out. Did you just get a notice from Facebook that we've been?
Yeah, we're not going to Facebook jail. We're going to Facebook prison.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's something you've experienced with the new paints. It came out.
Well, I was too busy reacting to your words and actions to say again.
You do so. So when I pulled out the Tainted Garden and I shook it up to use it and squirted it out, came out kind of chunky. And I don't know if maybe there was some pigment that got stuck.
They're with the dropper bottles on occasion. Some of them I have all of them, and some of them I've never opened. They get a little. You guys got to kind of clear it out a little bit.
Right, and depending on, like, these are packaged like this.
Yeah.
So if it was ever in transport like this, pigment might have settled. So
yep, settled down the tip.
I got to clear, so I need to make sure I poke the tops to clear them.
Yeah, just kind of clear them.
But I don't think it's not a negative. The color was fantastic.
Oh, yeah, the colors are great. It's not all the colors, only a few of them, because of that we'll go that route.
But this is like it's almost like a military green. It's kind of a muted green color. I love it. So I'm looking forward to getting set 1. But I do have set 2 right now, and I'm just like, they're just colors. There's nothing special. I haven't used. It's more for me to try the paint. I missed something. See a
Aaron says, "Do that voodoo that you do so well," and Joe says, "See a doctor. Chunky's not good." Morning, David.
David. So you might want, if you do pick these up, learn from my mistakes. Clear your dropper top before squirting your paint out on your palette. I knew I could take that conversation down some roads that just weren't going to end well for you.
Had to make it weird.
Uncomfortable.
That's a good word too, yeah. Oh man.
So, anyways, I'm loving. It's just good paint.
Yeah, they are. I ordered 2 of each because I like having spares.
Yeah. And they're neat color. I don't know if this color range is going to be made into like a
Probably
regular.
not.
Yeah,
I don't know. But I do know that it's not a limited release.
Yeah, so it's going to be one of those things you're going to buy in a set. You are paying more for it, but let's be fair. Mustard and other squeezable models. Where I derailed the show. The art on the box is cool. Like there's some packaging things that set this apart from other things. Getting the little John Blanche art is kind of neat.
I like how you bring up the selling point of the art on the box as if that's why you're going to keep it.
Maybe
you just keep boxes.
I do.
I've seen you buy entire games based on the quality of the box it comes in.
GW does make some of the best boxes. And I can store other things in those boxes.
When Scale 75 released their limited set of their in a nice wooden box, I have to find mine somewhere. You lost your mind
for the wooden box. I could care less.
Not the paint. You wanted the box.
Yeah, I just wanted the box. So, anyways, they're out. They're neat. I'm liking the colors. Check them out yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bam. He gets a nice royalty for each game. I don't know what the arrangement is between John Blanche and Army Painter. I would like to think he's getting
to put his name on it, they got to give him something.
Yeah, but is it like $1 a box sold or $5 a box sold? I would like to think it was worth his time and effort is going to be. And artists are never like, this is a amazing way. He's not a miniature painter like other companies, miniature painter sets, and that's cool. He's an artist for a hobby that we adore and love, and to have
his artwork has set a standard in the miniature industry.
Like grim and dark.
Yeah, that whole his style and his color choices have impacted miniature hobbies, and I think GW did a great thing by actually roping him in early on as far as using his artwork.
Kind of sad GW didn't think about this, huh?
Well,
yeah, it is GW. Speaking of GW, I bought a GW model.
What?
Yeah, so
say it ain't so.
Oh, it's so. I actually went out and bought a GW.
You did, JP. You absolutely did.
Yes.
Set the tone of the whole genre of gaming.
I bought the new Death Krieg Lord Marshal dude on horse. There he is. You have one. Does this mean I want to play this army? Oh,
cool model.
Cool model. This is cool model syndrome. I have become more of a miniature painter than gamer. I do like to game. I love gaming. It's fun and all, but there are sometimes I just want to paint cool models. And this new Death Krieg aren't, well, we can't, can we call them Death Krieg?
They are Death Krieg.
Okay, we can call them.
They're Death Corps of Krieg. He is a captain in the Death Riders.
Okay.
It all falls together.
These are just the new Death Krieg models. The heavy equipment models look phenomenal. I just want to go full Mark on them. And I want to do what Mark does with his scale models, but for the Death Krieg armies. And like just have fun enjoying the model. I understand this was a $60 model.
Yep, absolutely.
And I kind of get We get
I'm gonna say-
barraged with people complaining about the price of our hobby. I'm not going to say I've complained about it. I am guilty of it. But I think we complain about it, and you and I have had this conversation because we can't buy everything to put it in our closets to let it sit there and do nothing. And then when we sell it, we want to sell it for astronomical prices because they don't make it anymore. Like,
Right.
we are consumers and collectors and sellers. But for $60, I'm probably going to spend 30, 40 hours painting this so my return on investment for $60 to paint this is pretty good. It's a pretty good return on investment. I'm not buying the whole army. I bought a model. Yes, it was $60, and I know people are bitching about the prices of the new GW stuff.
They always have, though,
and they always will. But you need to change your mindset.
Two things.
Uh-huh.
You've triggered a tale, a story. I was selling GW 40K stuff when it came out in 1987.
Yes.
That's when I started playing 40K. Back then, you got 2 Land Raiders in a box for $20. You got 3 Rhinos in a box for $20. And people complained about that. So I have a little story when people come in and they go, oh my God, GW is so expensive. It's cost too much. Why are they doing this to me? I go, yeah, too expensive. Yeah, they're ripping you off. Yeah. How many you want?
2, please.
Yeah.
So
it's like any hobby. Look at any hobby that you do. You're going to pay what the going rate is for the high-end stuff in that hobby. Yeah. Whether it's fishing, hunting, whatever. And it's just, and yeah, it's the other reason people complain, and I've said this before, is what you decide to spend your spare time and your spare money on is in a way evangelical, because it's very that what you're doing, your free time and your expendable cash, you're putting into this hobby. So naturally, if it's at the edge of what you can afford, which is really what's happening, I can't afford that much really, but I'm going to buy it anyway. It becomes GW charges too much, right? And quite frankly, most miniature companies will fall into that same category for the quality product that they put out.
Well, and Marvel Crisis Protocols prices have gone up over the years. Yeah. They're no longer they're right in line with GW on certain things, and I'm not gonna. Yes, it's expensive. I get it.
Yeah.
But I think part of the problem, I mean, you and I have had this conversation. It's we only complain about it because we can't buy everything that we want, and we go broke, or we're going broke chasing all of the FOMO and all the other stuff. I just bought a model. Yes, it was $60. Any kind of scale model, good scale model, probably would have been in the rough. Well, probably a little bit cheaper. I could probably got a tank for about $50, but I'm going to spend probably 30, 40 hours painting this model, just having a good time with it, enjoying the moment, and just that's it. Like, well, so I'm looking at it from that.
The other thing to keep in mind, the particular model you bought, there's another factor that goes into the cost of the model that a lot of people don't think about. They're not going to sell as many of that one because you only need one versus you will for a squad. So there's that factor. That now, again, I'm not justifying or saying that GW isn't pricing, a little bit more to get the extra profit margin. I'm not saying that.
Right.
What I'm saying is it's a hobby.
Right.
We're not buying anything we have to have to survive. Really.
You know why I don't own a Lamborghini? Because I can't afford a Lamborghini, and they're too expensive to fix. So guess what? I don't own a Lamborghini. And if I did own a Lamborghini, I don't know if I would complain about the price. I would like to think I could afford to fix it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyways, I bought one. I'm going to check it out. I actually think the model's really cool. So cool. Like you noticed, you actually have to put their feet on separately. So like the rider, the legs are molded into like I'm going to say some sort of a blanket or something that goes over the horse, and like the legs are on the blanket, but the feet aren't attached to the legs. At first I was like, well, that's weird. But then I looked at, I'm like, oh, they point out in such a way that the feet, like you are getting these. It's a nice model. So,
well, see, I've evolved in that category. I bought that because I want to paint it. I've evolved to the next level.
What's that?
I bought that because I want to never paint it.
You want to never paint?
Because I've done it so often, I'm never going to get to all the models I buy because I want to paint them.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I haven't built it yet. It's still in the box. It may sit in this box for some time before I got a whole conquest army right under there that I haven't touched. So
yeah, my closets of shame. Notice I said closets of shame. And my daughter's basement of shame.
Joe,
because I actually still have stuff stored in her basement.
Yeah.
When I moved out to Arizona. So.
But yeah, I just wanted to touch base because I just I hear a lot of people complaining about price, and I get it. I understand it's expensive. I totally get that's a pricey model.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes we get lost in the fact that we don't really see beyond the price. Yes, GW is probably $20 more than it should be. I get it. Like, it's some plastic, sure, but they're a big corporation. They got a lot going on. I don't know how they run a business. I don't run a business.
Well, I think that's the key factor. They run it as a business.
Yeah. Morning, Jake.
Morning, Jake.
But it is a neat model, and if you really stop and think about it, stop chasing all of the latest and greatest things and just like, hey, I'm just going to sit here and paint my army and think about the amount of entertainment, and unless you don't find joy and entertainment in painting, which is a whole nother story.
Well, with me, it doesn't trigger anything where I think anyone who says they cost too much, this, that, and the other. It triggers in me the fact that I've heard these comments since 1987.
Yeah.
And it's like,
hey, that's my script. I've talked about all the things, and you didn't derail it, and I only triggered you a little bit.
David says he has no idea what I'm talking about.
Should we jump in?
Most people don't.
Yeah, we just listen a lot. Should we jump into photos?
What's it again?
Should we jump into photos?
I didn't do any photos.
Okay, then we don't have to jump into photos.
I'm only doing selected letters of the alphabet now.
Oh, are you like rolling a dice?
I have a word Yahtzee, and I roll a dice, and whatever letter comes up, I pick. If there's any of that initial, I pull them out.
Okay.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
All right, so let's look at some photos.
Let's look at some photos.
Because we're also photogenic.
I have to move my head around the screen, around my camera, so I can actually see
Americans in particular.
Well, yeah, they are.
Everybody's kind of, holy crap. Tanks.
Hey, Amos, I have pulled Amos into my Team Yankee whirlwind. So he bought a British force.
I was trying to figure out what the helicopters those were, because that's,
I forget what they're called.
Yeah, the tanks look kind of the similar, like they almost look like my Russian tanks.
Nope, those are Brits. Those are British.
British. Does their exhaust have an accent?
I think so.
Very cool.
I think so.
So you pulled somebody else into your Team Yankee.
If you want to beat the British attack at 2:00, that's roughly tea time.
Oh, you can't attack at 2.
Yeah. So
very cool.
Yeah. I got into the habit of drinking tea in the afternoon because whenever we would be in a meeting, we'd have to break the meeting for tea. Or the meeting would be scheduled around tea. And I love tea. So there we go. But yeah, Amos is working on a British force.
Is that his whole force, or is that just like a starting point?
I didn't interview the guy. I don't know.
No, I'm just
I think that's what he's bought so far. And I think it is his. I think it's his 1,000 points, or not 1,000, 100 points.
Glue, sprues, and BBQ.
Who the heck could that be?
Mark's in the house.
I had a long, lengthy conversation about our friendship with someone else who made the statement: you can't have friends, real friends, that you met online. So I went, okay.
Challenger or Scorpions? I don't remember the rest. Okay.
Yeah, but I pulled him in with my IDF, and we have another buddy that's got Russians. We're going to be playing some Team Yankee on the weekends.
Very cool.
Yeah. So he got sucked into my vortex of Team Yankee. It is not sporting.
No.
Links. There we go. Thank you, David. By the way, I actually jumped in on a live stream Dave did the other night. He couldn't stay very long because I'm old and it was bedtime. He's a night owl. I'm like, I gotta go to sleep.
Yeah. Someone texted me at 8:30 at night once and woke me up from a dead sleep, and I couldn't go back to sleep.
Yeah, but you get up at like 2.
3:30.
Okay, 3:30, whatever.
Yeah, I know.
It's just not cricket, old boy.
All right, moving on.
Now, I have a bone to pick about this miniature.
Okay.
Painted by one of my closest friends.
All right.
Absolutely gorgeous. He did not put it on our Discord channel. I had to go online and steal this.
Who
from the web.
the painting looks like Greg's.
It is Greg.
Oh, see, I can tell by the
I was
paint job.
hoping he would be watching so I could berate him for not putting this gorgeous model on our Discord channel.
Mark, you don't need to switch accounts. We know who you are, buddy. My military recognition skills have been overwritten by war.
Oh, dude, stay with. I love the name of this channel, Glue, Sprue, and Barbecue.
It rhymes. It's got a rhythmic.
Back already. He's pretty quick.
All right, so Mark's
This
back.
is Greg.
Greg posted this on. What did he post on? Just Facebook?
He posted it on Build Paint Planet, which is cool. I have no problem with that. Which I'm rocking their shirt today.
But he didn't bother posting on Discord.
Did not bother putting on Discord, and I understand. I get the whole point of Dave Taylor.
Isn't he in another country?
They're younger and prettier than you and I are. So.
But isn't he in another country right now?
Maybe he's in Sweden. That's
maybe they don't allow Discord in Sweden. Maybe that's what
he's put other stuff on there. He's not watching today, but he's going to watch eventually.
He was just making it easier for Jeff.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. That's the statement I said about friends online.
Yeah.
They become snarky old men.
Yes, we do. Yeah. Moving on.
Gorgeous picture, though. Greg, again, and Greg really, he told me when he sent me a pic of the model before he started, and he said he was really going to put some effort into it, and I'm a little disappointed. No, I'm actually not. The thing's gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful.
Jake thinks you're a handsome man.
Thank you. I don't rock a mohawk like you do, buddy, but
it's the beard.
I try.
It's the beard.
It is the beard. So, but yeah, no, it's a gorgeous model. Absolutely beautiful.
Love it.
Greg's a phenomenal painter. He's one of the guys. There are a few guys out there that I know that have they kind of inspire me to do better through various ways. One of them says, get out of your comfort zone. That would be, I don't know who. Dave has always inspired me because Dave is just a machine. The man can crank out and there's gorgeous stuff. Don't get me wrong, but he can just turn stuff out. I find it amazing that you see all these pictures of him traveling and doing things with his family, and then I look at the number of models he gets painted in that roughly same amount of time, and I'm like, when and how? So, and then there's Greg. Greg has got a couple golden demon that he lords over me, like the sort of Damocles, and it's like, good stuff.
Gotta love it.
And some stuff for Joe. This guy's getting ready to shoot this.
Yeah, what's going on here? What's with the violence?
You would originally think that he's pointing a gun at this poor lady.
Right.
Who's packing a sword. But you'd be wrong.
Aha! It's a pirate.
Yeah, it's a pirate. Sorry. Pirate? Yeah.
Arr, pirate. Goblin Green, going for the Lenny look.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, I miss Lenny. Where's Lenny been?
He's doing his thing on Facebook up in Seattle, I think.
Yeah, I miss Lenny.
Yeah, me too. I have a lovely Space Marine on bike that I affectionately painted out and called named Lenny.
Lenny actually gifted me a model he painted. He gave the most current Noise Marine.
Oh, fantastic!
That one that they put out just as a single blister or box.
Mark says at one time we were snarky young men.
Now we're snarky old men.
This is true. This is very true.
Very, very true. All right.
Some train he's done. I recognize this train. I've done this train myself.
Yeah. Kill team?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, Rocking Kill team. Very nice. Very nice.
Train.
Oh,
I don't know who did this.
Nah. It's missing something. It's got no way to move. It's trackless.
I think he's going to convert it to a hover vehicle.
Is this going to be a hovercraft?
I doubt it. It's gorgeous model, Mark.
Yeah.
The work is absolutely beautiful.
Can't wait to see how this turns out. I don't know if the white camouflage is staying or if you're doing that to highlight. It just looks amazing. I'm just like,
yeah, that looks really, really good.
Yeah, love it. I love the color. How it's not just green.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's absolutely gorgeous.
And this is what I want to do to the Death Creek models, like this type of color, like just crazy. I love it.
I've really got to get my act together, which I'm trying to do. is so I literally want to start taking the time and once or twice a month sit down and work on my Corsair. I got a 30-second scale. I got every 30-second scale Corsair they produce. Only one of each, not all of them. I have one of each. I want to do my birdcage so bad.
Yeah.
Really good stuff, Mark.
Yeah, I just love it. Can't wait to see how this turns out in the end.
You are an artiste.
Very nice. Very nice.
Winter scheme for training in Germany.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the white's staying then. I love it.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of a winter camo.
Yeah, we need to see how he weathers it up, though. Like, if he weathers it up, because
I was scheduled to serve in Germany when I was in the army, but the leg decided to snap.
Ah.
And I end up not making it. So.
Yeah, legs aren't supposed to snap.
Not really.
No,
they frown on that.
They do frown on it.
Gorgeous work, absolutely beautiful. Oh, look, more tankies.
Yeah, Jake's asking if he's seeing anybody at Adepticon. You'll see Jeff.
I'll be there.
JP said he's going to be there, which JP does.
I would imagine Dave Hummel's going to be there.
Yeah, I've seen JP at Gen Con.
Yeah.
And I will not be at Adepticon. It will be weathered up for sure in the winter. All right. Can't wait.
The only thing that will be missing from it when we see it next night is probably going to be the IPNS award.
There you go. Yesterday, since it was warm. Yeah, very cool. It's super hot. My AC's already started kicking on at home. We're just so screwed.
Dave's not going to Adepticon. Oh man, that's too bad to hear.
Oh, bummer.
I was looking forward to seeing you there. So Tim's working on some hover tanks.
Yeah, these were the Reaper minis for Cav, I believe. So
that's kind of cool.
Cranking out some tanks.
Yep.
Lots of tanks. More tanks. Very cool, Mike. I thought you were going. I'm doing 3 weeks at Gen Con this year because we have to go out a week early to build things. And then I'm going 2 weeks in Germany. I just can't take that much time off of work.
I think I've got him talked into coming out to maybe the next one.
Yeah. Because I'm not gonna have to do this is like because last year at Gen Con we kind of screwed up. We didn't get our stuff unloaded and loaded on time. We got yelled at a bunch of times by the dock crews and created some stuff. So we got to go out early this year and build platforms to haul everything off quicker. So it's just not going to happen. Money's a thing, but it's not the thing that keeps me away.
Yeah. Well, if you want what would be considered, in my opinion, the most pure miniature convention, Adepticon's one to go to. I mean, they have everything. Don't get me wrong, but it is like for me, it reminded me when I first started going to conventions, gaming almost all night. There's gaming tables everywhere. It's just phenomenal.
Well, and that's what works at it. That's what I love about Adepticon is there's no place else to go. One of the things that happened at the Las Vegas Open is at night the hall died. Everybody went out to the casinos and went out drinking. I'm not a drinker. I'm not a casino. If I'm going to gamble, I'll just go up and give somebody my money because that's better.
Jake and I played our first game of 40K when we did the Don't Paint Play. We did it after the dealer's room had closed, later in the afternoon, or actually in the evening. And then when we played our 4-way battle was actually when Dave and Jake took on me and John. It was again later in the evening, and it was a lot of fun. It was just great.
David, I'm sorry, I misunderstood your comment. David's he's still paying off his move. So
yeah, he's just moved recently. Yeah.
Choose only one convention, it'd be Adepticon. Yeah. Can only do one, it would be Adepticon. Yeah. I've been to Adepticon a couple times. I love Adepticon. It's great. Now it's at 2 different hotels. They've got more places to stay. Used to when it was at the one hotel, it was always a little bit harder to get a room at the hotel. It's just simply because
you've been to Adepticon before?
Oh yeah, I've been there a couple times.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've been to Adepticon a couple times. I love it.
I didn't know that. Okay,
cool. Took Andy once.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Actually, I think I took her both times. It's Andy and I.
It's a really good
Andy loves going to it. Like she loves the hotel it's at. Now it's moved. Everything's moved. Everything's changed.
Yep, I've been to that one many times, Huron. Absolutely.
Yep. So, anyways, maybe next year. But this year, I've just got too much going on with Gameland Game.
I get
And
it.
we just launched the Kickstart. No, well, I'm not part of the I'm hired
You
help.
do so much work for them. You're okay. You're allowed to say we.
Okay, but they just
It becomes
launched
habit. I still say when GW produces something, I actually out of habit will go, well, we're making this now.
Yeah. Cut back on my attendance to cons. Gamma. Oh, well, everything's jumping. Gen Con Day. Oh, everything's moving.
Everybody, chat's going crazy.
Adepticon, yeah.
Let's get back to the picks.
Yeah. Anyways, back to pitchers. Let's flip
More
pitchers.
tanky tanks.
Yeah, now it's Milwaukee. That's it. They moved to Milwaukee.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
So I'm thinking it'll be easier to get, but I just can't. Not this year.
More tankies.
Look at that.
Tim's painting a lot of stuff. Oh, look at that.
It's a bank.
And he made a bank.
I'm gonna go get a deposit, a withdrawal.
Oh, look at who did these.
Oh, my Imperial Assault stuff for Jason.
Yep.
Yeah, just having fun, just painting up stuff, just enjoying it. I'm doing all the Rebels side, so he had somebody else commissioned to do the Empire side, and I'm just doing the Rebels. My Wookiees. I can't make the Wookiee sound.
Yeah, don't. I can't either.
Not even gonna try. Try to add more red tints to the Wookiees so that they just weren't brown.
Yeah. I'm supposed to go to my grandson's basketball game, so the rest of the family is texting me. So I apologize.
Okay. Well, we're gonna wrap up here soon.
Yep.
Jake showed up, so it is time to wrap up.
It is actually. We've got Jake seeing more of the show live than he normally does.
Yeah. But everyone's kind of chiming in. JP's chime. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you don't finish what you said.
Go ahead. Well, JP was just chiming in. There's 4 hotels connected to the venue now. So yes.
Yep.
Look at this.
Tempest Aquilans, just a quick commission. I knocked out. Well,
Kill team, or just a unit.
Yeah. Like I said, I rotate through projects because I get burnt out on painting one big project, so I have to work on something else. So I kind of been chipping away at all these, and I finished up these Aquilans. So,
very nice.
And I believe that is it. Bunk. Yep, that's all.
Roll those credits. Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah. So speaking of my trip to Germany, completed car I posted last night. I didn't see it yet. You make my image sent to me.
I must have missed it, Mark. If you posted, we'll have to for next week if you put on Discord. I missed it last night.
Victor, shoot one of us an email. Somehow to get in touch with you, so I can send you the What's New with Mike and Jeff logo. If you want to put it in your book, that'd be cool.
That'd be awesome.
We can do that. I'm trying to get my known traveler's ID. I didn't know there was such a thing as a known traveler ID.
What's a known traveler ID?
So if you do domestic flying, you can do like quick check-ins where you can.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's a known traveler for international flying,
right?
Where when you come back into America, you don't have to go through TSA. Like they don't have to look through your luggage and all that stuff.
Right, you have to go through all custom stuff.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh wow, I need to do that. So I need to go out there and fill out some forms. You have to pay $120 to get this. So basically, you're paying to say I'm not a bad person, which is kind of confusing to me.
Mark, when did you post it? I did them early yesterday. I might have missed it if you posted.
Yeah, it sounded like you did it last night.
Yeah, I probably did them before you posted. So I'll have it next week's show. Anyway, I'm sorry.
But the way you have to do this is you have to go to TSA and have an interview. Right. And the one thing they don't tell you is there's not a lot of TSA offices in Arizona. There's 3 on border locations down in Nogales, Tucson, San Juan, and some other place. And then there's one over at Sky Harbor. And they don't tell you, hey, chances of you getting an interview at Sky Harbor are slim. Don't bother doing this because they're booked solid. So I have to go to Tucson to get my interview so I can get my known traveler ID, which is like, really? I got to drive to Tucson, 3 hours away, just for I can't do anything because I have to show them proof of who I am. So I got to give them my passport. I have to give them a or not bank statement, a mortgage statement, and proof of employment. So I got to give them some documents, and that way they can interview me. What are you going to interview? What are you going to ask me? Like, why do I have to meet with you? I don't know. I'm a little frustrated that I have to jump through all these hoops. I'm more frustrated that I wasn't told about this last year when I was putting in for my passport. But neither here nor there. I was just like,
I can say this. I don't know if you know this or not, but when I first moved to Arizona back in 1990, my first job was with the TSA.
Oh, okay.
And I have to say, from my experience, they're a top-notch.
What did David say? Global entry. They're still looking at your stuff, but they don't have to remove items. Okay.
Yeah. They don't have to unpack your suitcase for you.
I guess it's supposed to make it easier to come back in. You're not going through the long lines. I don't know how many people are going to be.
And they make up for that by making the process of getting to that level unbearable.
Yeah. Jake loves to say I live in a territory. I love my territory. I piss on the walls all the time. It's my territory.
You are just you're wow.
I'm wound up.
The paint squirt and all the other stuff earlier. I'm just like, what the?
So anyway, now on the 20th of March, I have to drive. Andy and I are going to make a Tucson trip.
Only what, 90 minutes from your house?
3 hours.
To Tucson?
To Tucson.
What?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, you talking round trip?
No, down 3 hours.
No, it's not. I used to drive to Tucson every week when I worked for Hobby Bench.
Okay.
Not that far.
That's what the MapQuest told me.
Curtain. Everything on the internet.
I may or may not agree with Jeff's assessment of the TSA current employee.
Was my sarcasm not apparent?
I don't know if this is that's something. I don't know if this is a TSA thing. I think they just do it through the TSA for whatever, like, because they want it to be an official. Like when I got my domestic, like my clear or whatever they call it, domestic, I just went to like an off-site location that wasn't part of the TSA. It's like one of those branches that are privately owned, and we just went in there and we did our application and did that. But because this is international, I think it needs to be done on a more official level. What year is this?
TSA stands for Theatrical Security Administration because it is security theater.
Yeah.
Trust me, I worked there for a few months.
Yeah.
And I luckily got a job working part-time at Hobby Bench.
Clear is like a pass on a large airport. Yeah. And yes, I am going to ride some horsepower down there, Jake.
Well, I used to make the trip. Now, round trip, I could see 3 hours, but I used to make the trip up because Hobby Bench is owned by a company called Hobby Craft, which is owned by Lee Peace, who owns Hobby Bench. And he had a small distributorship, and we sold product to several stores in Tucson. And once a week, I would have to drive to Tucson and basically be a road rep for Hobby Craft.
Yeah.
Darren went with me on several occasions.
That's what my thing. Maybe it's short of that. Still, the fact I have to drive down to Tucson just for an interview.
Yes, Mike is going to Essen. He won't go to Adepticon, but he's going to Essen.
I'm not paying for the trip. Why would I? You want to pay to fly me out to
I'm going to pay to fly you anywhere.
I'm getting a all expense paid trip to Germany.
What's that worth? Like I saw that they gave that away on The Price is Right the other day. It's like $1.50.
All I gotta do is look pretty in a booth. That's all I gotta do. I don't have to do anything. I just gotta look pretty because I don't speak German. I'm gonna be like, talk to him. Like,
sad
I know a lot of people speak English.
That you're there, pretty in the booth guy.
I am the pretty in the booth guy. I am the.
Well,
if that tells you anything, that tells you how bad. So no, I'm going. I'm going to help set up the booth, break the booth down.
You're the on-site carpenter.
Yeah. Well, the Germany trip's different because everything shows up for us there. We just have to put it. Like we just put it's not like we're not building the castle. What we're doing is we got like glass display cabinets and we just put product out.
Right.
Fortunately, German speaking.
They do.
Yes, they do.
And quite frankly, they speak it better than most people that speak English.
Yes. 1 hour 52 minutes is what, according to Google, that he mapped it. You don't know where I'm going though in Tucson, so I'm going
Of
up.
course, now Phoenix has gotten that big that it could take you an hour just to get through Phoenix.
Like I'm the arm candy for my wife's BBQ. Yeah, so
That,
you know how hard it is, Mark.
I don't think anybody realizes just how frightening that statement actually is.
Mark understands the pain of being the eye candy.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but yeah, so that trip's all paid for. Plus my 3-week trip to Gen Con is all paid for. Like I don't even have to buy food. Like it's all paid for. I get a stipend every day.
Lucky you.
Hey, I work hard for Gen Con though. I will tell you.
You do actually. You do.
Yes,
yes, I do.
It was a 3-hour drive from Yuma to, okay. Depends on, it can be.
Well, talk to me when you've had to make a drive as an outrider for Games Workshop all the way to Sierra Vista.
Oh God! Ugh,
and you walk into a game shop that's basically half game shop, half tattoo parlor.
Yeah,
that was fun.
But yeah, so that's just something I'm going through on the side where I was just like, that's what I did this week. So I wish they could have been a little bit more transparent. Hey, you're not going to get your interview at Sky Harbor. Like that thing is, they don't even let you look at the calendar. Like all the other locations, you can look at a calendar months out and you can book it months out. Sky Harbor's like, we're booked till the end of March and we're not going to show you the calendar. We're not going to give you any insight. You're just screwed. We get too many interviews and we're just going to make this complicated. Go to Tucson. Yeah. Nothing up north. I would have much rather gone up north.
Tucson is a beautiful city. And if you go at the right time, you can see the A10s working. That was one of the things. Yes, I was being sarcastic. That was the theme of the show.
But there are a lot of games.
You and Mark being eye candy for anybody, sarcasm. Come on, stick with the theme.
There are a lot of game stores down in Tucson, and Rincon is down in Tucson. So
actually, to be honest with you, one of the things I used to actually enjoy when I go to Tucson is they have an A10 squadron in there, and you'd see them in the air all the time. And, and then there's like a couple museums that I used to.
Check out the TSA website. You may have a new option to interview. No, I checked. I've been checking. I log in because I keep checking to see if the Sky Harbor one opens up, because that's what they recommend you do is you keep going back and checking. Because I guess at the end of the day, according to the instructions I read, at the end of the day, anybody that cancels, they'll open up those slots at the end of the day for people to go in and grab them up. To be honest, I think there's just companies out there that are helping people with this process that are.
Sky Harbor has enough problems just organizing the landing of the planes.
Yeah, that's true.
Without trying to schedule interviews.
So yeah, we're just hard is from.
I don't even have a response to that. You're absolutely correct. You are 100, Mark. You are 100% accurate. I'm way off base here.
This hair doesn't look this good by itself.
I have never seen a 70s generation haircut better than yours.
Dude, I'm bringing back the 70s shag. I'm bringing back the 70s shag.
Yeah. It's easier than the mohawk that Jake has. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, well, that doesn't stand up on its own. He's got to do things to make that hair stand up. So he's got to shake up bottles and squirt stuff out and put it in.
Wrap it up. Let's go.
All right, everybody. I think I broke Jeff. So I think it's time for us to leave.
I was damaged to begin with, but now I'm just broken.
You're good next weekend?
I'll be great next weekend. What are we doing?
I'm going to write another script next week.
Oh, we're doing another show? Oh, okay.
I'm going to write another
every week
to see if we can break Jeff again with everything that we did. Anyways, we're going to bounce out. Jeff has important family stuff to do today.
I got to go see my grandson play basketball.
So we're going to get out of here. Everybody tune in next week and see what happens.
What else is going to squirt out?
We're going to leave on that note.